So the South Africa is used as it's basically the land where it happens. Because people can come from Thailand, from different countries in Africa to South Africa. It can be used as an exchange where they exchange the people, or where the people actually are trafficked. So other people are trafficked from here to other countries, and other people are trafficked from other countries to South Africa.
Hi and welcome to the show Kalina ke Rasemishi Mutlala. And today we are going to talk about something very sensitive and affecting communities, and it is growing, unfortunately, in the country. It's a topic here, human trafficking. And today I have a guest from the Department of Social Development who will be unpacking this for us and explaining all these terms, what they mean, and the types, and everything human trafficking. And before we even introduce our guest, Kitoko, please let us like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that we can get more and more of these things, issues that we need to be talking about and discussing that affects our communities. Sis Yolanda, how are you?
Morning, how are you?
Good. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay. Human trafficking, or probably before we even start, if you can tell our viewers who is Yolanda, and where from, and what do you do in the space of this topic that we're going to be talking about.
All right, so my name is Yolanda Matikinca. I'm a social worker from the Department of Social Development in the Johannesburg Metro region, and I am currently also a TIP ambassador for Johannesburg.
All right.
So I deal with matters of human trafficking in Johannesburg.
All right. And then the TIP, you are a TIP ambassador. What does TIP mean?
TIP is trafficking in persons.
Okay.
So all just right. Another term for human trafficking.
Okay. It's a legal term.
A legal term for human trafficking.
All right. So unpack it for us. What is human trafficking?
All right. So according to Section 4 of the Trafficking in Persons Act, 7 of 2013, human trafficking is defined as the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of a person by means of threat, use of force, or other forms of coercion, abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power. And basically, it is for the benefit or to achieve, to exploit another person. Exploitation can happen by means of prostitution or other forms of sexual exploitation, forced labor, service slavery, or practice similar to slavery, servitude, or removal of organs. Okay. So, in a nutshell, human trafficking is a modern day slavery, and the purpose of it is to gain, is for financial gain for the trafficker.
Trafficker.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And it affects all races, age, nationality, and there's no one is immune to human trafficking.
Okay. So as you say, because I mean, when they say human trafficking, for me I was only thinking of it as the trafficking of women into another country for sexual exploitation. Mm-hmm. But I understand that the term is broad.
It's very broad.
It might also include having to move a child from one place to another for the sake of just maybe using them to take care of your spouse.
So like I said, it's no one is immune. So it can be a man, woman, child, anyone can be trafficked. And there's different purposes for human trafficking. So like I said, there's exploitation, there's sexual exploitation, which is what everyone thinks it is, which is using someone for sex trade, and that's it. But there's selling of organs, there's children can also be used for illegal adoption.
Yes.
So and men can also be used for slavery, for servitude. There's many different forms of trafficking.
Okay. And within the country, how much of a problem is this? What cases do we see more?
So the South Africa is used as it's basically the land where it happens, because people can come from Thailand, from different countries in Africa to South Africa. It can be used as an exchange where they exchange the people, or where the people actually are trafficked. So other people are trafficked from here to other countries, and other people are trafficked from other countries to South Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you say exchange, what do you mean? Like,
so like I'm saying, one person can be traded, sold
yeah,
to another person.
okay,
Yes.
All
So
right.
this can happen here. It can the person can be taken from South Africa to another country, or they can be met here, and that's where the trading happens.
Whoa, that's actually shocking.
It's
Because I'm thinking that you can literally be taken somewhere in the center of Africa, brought to South Africa, where the exchange happens, and you can be taken somewhere else.
And the one thing that people also have a misconception about is that people are trafficked to other countries.
Yeah.
We can be trafficked from where I'm sitting to the next door street, or from here to Sebokeng, or from here to.
Yeah.
So it's not just country to country, but it can also happen from one street to another, from one area to another. So it's not an international trade. It can happen anywhere.
Okay. So when you're talking human trafficking, like you said, our mindset should come away from it's an international thing.
Yes.
It's basically I can be trafficked from here to just another zone or another township.
And the other problem is we also always think that it's international men, it's Nigerian men, it's all these things. It's not. You can be a trafficker. I can be a trafficker. Anyone can be a trafficker. And other people also do it unknowingly.
Yeah.
Because you have to have the person who's going to like say, okay, I've got these girls. I've got these men. So that person is the one who is the recruiter. So we have a recruiter, so anyone can be a recruiter. So for example, like we've got these we've got a problem of right now, actually we have a problem of unemployment in our country.
Yeah.
Right. So we see job adverts everywhere.
Yeah.
And because we're vulnerable, we want jobs, we're gonna go and apply for those jobs. And then there's times where you're like, I'll be like, oh, there's a job that I saw for you. You think you might be perfect for it, not knowing that I'm recruiting you to be a sex slave somewhere, or whatever it is that you can also. I can also be recruiting you for your organs.
Yeah.
So anyone can be the recruiter that I'm saying. Yes, because I'll be like, and someone can just come to me. Maybe I also don't know that I'm the recruiter. So you can come to me and say, I'm looking for 5 girls to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I know people, I can say, oh yeah, I know my cousins, I know my friend, and recruit them for you.
Yeah.
So people can be recruiters knowingly. You trust me. Yes. So people can be recruiters knowingly and unknowingly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because I've got another scenario when you're talking about this. And there are these cases where I'll be asking for my uncle's son or my uncle's daughter and say, listen, since you're struggling and everything else, bring him this side, we'll take care of him and we'll take him to school.
Yes.
And while I know that I have this spaza shop that I need to run and now I'm running short of a person and I don't want to pay, so I can get my uncle's son or my uncle's daughter to come and work at that spaza. Does that fall into a category of human trafficking?
So if the person will be coming to you, they'll be working for you. Are you paying them?
No.
That's slavery.
Yeah.
So that's a form of human trafficking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa. And I'm sure we don't look at it like that.
No, we don't.
So what steps are taken by government? I don't know if it falls under the Department of Social Development or so in trying to deal with the issue of human trafficking.
So as social development, what we do, because we mostly deal with the victims.
Yeah.
So what we do a lot of awareness campaigns to the community to just let them know what is human trafficking, how can they spot it.
Yeah.
But it's such a complex crime, so it's so also difficult to spot.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying, anyone can be a recruiter. And it's not to say that just some dangerous man can be a recruiter. The Uber driver can be a recruiter. Like or can be the person who transports you to wherever you have to go to.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to see. You just need to be very vigilant of your surroundings and also just be careful. That's all that a person can do. But we as social development are just out there trying to give awareness to a community so that they know what the dangers are, what they must look out for, and if they have suspicions of this, who do they contact. Okay. That's our role as social development. And then also when we do get the victims, we then offer psychosocial services to them and their families.
Oh, okay. And probably if you can take us through that. If there is a suspicion, what are people supposed to do?
So if you have a suspicion, you go to the police. and then you report it, or you go to social development. We also have a number where you can call if there are suspicions that you might have.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be having that number on the bottom of the screen. She will say it out later on in the show, and some of the details that you would be including the websites and stuff. Please, at the bottom of the video, when you click, you will have all those addresses. You can just click there to go directly to the site. And for more into this issue, let's take a break. Hi and welcome back, Kalbizo Rasemi Sumotala, and this is the second part of the conversation that we've been having, Le Yolanda Matikinca.
Correct.
Yeah, got it right. And question, with all the experience that you have, and I mean the journey that you have taken so far, in your own understanding, how does this whole thing okay? How do people get like be trafficked?
So human trafficking occurs in 3 parts.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's the recruitment, the transportation, and the exploitation.
Okay.
Yes. So like I said before, we recruit people in different ways. So like, I'll say, no, I've got a job here, guy, and then you recruit people for the job. So that's how it happens. And like I said, anyone can be a recruiter.
Okay.
Your mother can be a recruiter, your father, your uncle, your pastor, anyone, your neighbor. So you just need someone to say, okay, Yolanda, I'm taking you to a job.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, let's move to Cape Town. There's a job opportunity there.
Yeah.
So that's basically the first step.
Yeah.
Recruiting someone with a promise of a better life, a job, anything.
Okay.
And then you get to the transportation. So you transport them from one place to another place.
Okay.
And I can even transport myself to the trafficker. It doesn't have to be you. The trafficker taking me.
They don't have to be a middleman taking you physically too.
Because remember, sometimes it's the promise of a job. So I want that job. So I'm going to take myself to Cape Town to get that job. I'm going to take myself to Kempton Park for that job.
Yeah.
So anyone, the transition doesn't have to be the person taking you. Yes, the person can take you, but sometimes you can even take yourself.
Yeah.
And then there's the exploitation. So once you get to your destination, that's when the exploitation starts happening. That's when the sexual exploitation starts. That's when the slavery. That's when the removal of the body organs. That's when the children are then adopted. I mean, so that's the 3 basic steps of human trafficking. There has to be recruitment, there has to be transportation, and there has to be exploitation.
Okay.
That's what it is.
And maybe I don't know. For me, it's emphasizing the fact that for the first two, the recruiter.
Yes.
And transporter
may
and may not be involved in the whole thing.
Yes, the recruiter may not be involved because sometimes, like I'm saying, you might not know that you're recruiting.
Yeah.
So when you just see and you just go to an advert in the newspaper, oh yeah, there's a job. Hey, my child, I saw a job, guy. So and remember, there's these buildings in town.
Yeah.
That everyone has been warned against in Johannesburg. So like these buildings are the ones that are the potential human traffickers. So like if you also if you see a job that's too good to be true, we have to sometimes also think 3 times before applying for such jobs. So if you see a job, for example, that is like you'll be a personal assistant and you're getting 100,000 rand a month. You also have to think. But because we are so desperate, we are going to take such chances.
Yeah.
Because you want that job. Because we are struggling. So it's something that's going to happen. We are going to apply for jobs we are unqualified for just because we see, okay, I'm going to take a chance here.
Yeah.
We do that. So why can't the average person do it?
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
Yes.
And I'm stressing this because maybe if I can share a story. I got a call some years back, 2, 3, 5 years back. I got a call from someone who sounded like knows me very well. And he called me, Pastor Mhlala, this and this. We have a job here. We need so many drivers. Can you organize? It has to be young men and who can be flex and be drivers. And I thought, what a good opportunity, So I asked this guy, but who are you? I think I did my steps. Who are you? And he said, no, I'm Mr. So-and-so. my wife is at your church, but I couldn't track the wife. Like, who's this guy? But it never went that deeper. So I got the guys and I said, hey, are you looking for guys if you can driver's license and everything else? And I remember I got 2 guys. On those 2 guys, they said, okay, if they can meet us in such and such a place, that side of MTN rank and blah blah. And I told the guys, okay, this is the number of the guy. He'll meet you MTN taxi rank and blah blah. They'll fetch you from there. And the guys were mad. They were mad, and they took their cell phones. They took everything, and they could have been trafficked. I could have been the recruiter, but I was trying to help them out. And so I kind of understand the aspect of having people being recruiters unaware, you know, in a good spirit of saying, here's a job here, apply for the job. And I think it should speak to a lot of people to be very careful what we distribute on social media when it comes to a job, to say, is this safe, is this legit, before we say, guys, I'm plugging you in, apply here and go there.
And honestly, we don't do the due diligence of going to check if this place is legit, if this person is legit, because we, like I'm saying, we are struggling. Everyone's jobs. The employment number, the unemployment rate is very, very high. So we're trying all we can do to just make sure everyone gets something. So we don't do the due diligence. I remember a couple of years ago, my cousin came all the way from the Eastern Cape to come in for a job here, and I was like, I checked the building. I'm like, I don't think this place is safe. But you know, sometimes other people like, I know, you know more now, you know, whatever. So you're like, okay, you can come, but now I know the place is not safe. And now, if something happened to her as well, it's going to be your fault. Why did you not do the due diligence? Why did you not check? So it's a 50-50 as well, because you might just check for the person and you're like, no, but I want to experience it for myself. Not knowing that by you experiencing it for yourself, you're in danger.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. We now know what happens, and I don't know, maybe because of there's a lot of talk of issues of foreigners in the country and stuff like that. But my question is, can we scale when this whole thing started being serious in South Africa, or maybe it has been a long-standing trade, we just didn't pick it up?
I think it's been there for a while, just that it was not as popular or as we didn't talk about it as much as we are now.
Okay.
I think that's the issue, because now it's just more.
Okay.
Like it's there. It's a lot now.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it happened, but like not at a scale that is happening now.
Okay.
And we didn't give it any
seriousness.
We didn't put a spotlight on it back then. Yes, that we are right now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's which is something else. I always thought of cases of missing people, and I'm starting to wonder that when we get our eyes opened to an issue now, can we now go back and say, those missing people,
what happened to them?
Yeah, is it possible that it was also
Human
trafficking, and we never probably looked at it in that spot, in that way? Is there something that I, as a parent, or as a citizen, or just a community member, can look for to keep myself safe or to avoid human trafficking in my space?
Okay, so I think we touched on the job part. Like if there's a job opportunity, you must just be due diligent, you must double check, triple check, just to see if everything is okay. But now remember, there's only so much we can do. So for example, there was this whole thing about Uber drivers kidnapping people. We can't be with our children or be with our family members 24/7. Like right now, my daughter has to take an Uber home because I'm working late. So I can't be there with her to say, okay, let's check the Uber and all those things. But we have to just, like, if she takes an Uber, she sends me the link, I check, okay, where she is, when she gets home, I need to make sure, are you home? You know? So we just have to do those things. But in all honesty, not everyone does that. Because there's university students, which are one of the universities, which is like one of the hotspots.
Okay.
My parents didn't call me every day at university to say, are you fine, are you okay, you know? We took Ubers, we went to Groove, we went to wherever, and your parents can't be with you 24/7. So there's only so much you can do. unfortunately. You
Yeah.
can't be with another person 24/7.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, the one thing you can do is if you're in Uber, you can just double check that you're in the right Uber, triple check that, okay, you send someone your location, you send someone the number plate. That's the only thing you can do if you are traveling in an Uber. But sometimes you are trafficked while walking. So,
Yeah.
walking groups. I think just be safe. Just try and be safe as much as you can.
Yeah. I think
And
probably.
and just alert other people about your surroundings where you are, so that everyone, should anything happen to you, we know where was the last place you were seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Type of thing. Yeah.
I think that's the culture that probably we should push at. That people must try to practice the know where I am.
Yes.
Share with somebody. This is the place that I'm going to, and I'm planning to come back at around 11 o'clock at night. That people know that when it's like 12:30, they can say, well, it might be traffic, but something might be wrong.
Yes.
And then let's do stuff like that. I was interested in that, issue of probably if there are hotspots or things that people can flag out to say jobs it's like a red flag. And probably what else can people be looking at to say this is a red flag?
So like we said the jobs, but like I said also, with university students also, that's the university areas. So like here in Johannesburg it will be Bloemfontein,
Yeah.
it will be your Belleville.
Yeah.
So because there's lots of students, there's lots of, and remember most of the time students are recruited for sexual exploitation and the removal of organs. So those ones will be more prone to being trafficked because of the area they are. There's a lot of young people in that area. But then with children as well, it could be hospitals because young babies are born and then you're not the newborns for adoption. So there's a lot of places that there's not one specific place that can be a hotspot.
Okay.
Remember, people are trafficked for different reasons.
That also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm saying, for sexual exploitation, young people, university students, and at university, you you don't suspect these things. You are just free. You walk around. Like when I was in university, I don't know how I survived. Like you're just walking around. You're going to clubs. You're going to wherever. It's who you are because you're it's that time in your life where you're exploring, and that's the time where you are most vulnerable as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why then they are more prone to being trafficked.
Trafficked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was heading to closure, but something just hit me now.
Yeah.
In your space that you are at, you are working with victims that has been recovered and you have to see them after. What's the process there, and how long is that process after the victim has been discovered?
I don't think there's a length of time because people are different. So the victim will be rescued. We then take them for psychosocial assistance. So we'll be dealing with their trauma and we'll house them in a shelter.
Okay.
Right, for their safety.
Yeah.
Because going back home also is not safe because they might have taken you home.
Yeah.
Remember, these people took you from your surroundings, from your safety net, and took you to wherever they took you.
Yeah.
So going home might not be an option.
Yeah.
So we take you to a shelter. We give them whatever necessities that they might need, like toiletries, clothing, whatever it is that they need just to be human again.
Yeah.
And then we give them psychosocial assistance. We also do that for the families.
Yeah.
Because they also were traumatized. This person was not in with them for a while, And whatever trauma, when they go back, they will relive it as well. So we also help them with the families. And then sometimes as well, we try to give them skills.
Okay.
To empower themselves as well.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, people were trying to look for jobs. So we go to give them skills, some sort of skills so that they can also try and be independent and go out there in the world back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, there's no time frame because different people deal with things differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For somebody who wants to know more, any contacts, how do they contact you or your department, or where do they get extra information? Is there a website? Is there a place that they can go and check?
Okay, so number one, if you want to report, We have a National Human Trafficking Resource Line. It's a toll-free line. 0800 222 777,
Okay.
0800 222 777,
Yes.
as well as a GBV Command Center, which is 0800 428 428,
Okay.
0800 428 428. So those are the lines that you can report on.
Okay.
Or like I said, the local SAPS would also report there. You can also just go on, we can go to the social development page, website, and just check out if there's any information that you can take from there as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. It was awesome to have you here.
It was great being here.
Yeah. Before we go, the details that she just spoke about obviously were on the screen. But again, on the bottom of the video, if you click there, more information or description, you will get the site and those numbers as well. I don't know if do you have a WhatsApp line?
We do.
Yeah.
The GBV Command Center has no, it's not a WhatsApp line. So it's just please call me.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Kind of that setup.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. That will also be at the bottom of the screen. And from me, the rest of the team, we're doing an awesome work. And I will speak on behalf of Yolanda as well. Until next time, thank you.